What's going on, guys, and welcome to Confabulate, the podcast where we talk about anything and everything. I'm your host, Yuval Sanchez. Thank you so much for stopping by. And today, guys, I got two special guests today. If you would have told me in high school that not only if I would have my own podcast, but that I would have Andrew Cronin and Bobby Devore,
How's it going?
I would call bullshit. Mainly because I don't think we'd ever be friends after high school. Just because we were friends in freshman year, but you left to Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of shocked that we're kind of still friends. And
Just to reiterate, I'm shocked too that we're still friends. I mean, when I actually got to Massachusetts and I lived over there for 3.5 years, I never thought I'd be coming back to California. I was picturing my life over there and having a completely different setup. I'm so glad that we got to reconnect when we got back, and it's been pretty smooth sailing so far. So.
And Bobby, we weren't ever close in high school. We weren't really friends. I think we just had first period together. We had Trotwine and Gilbert, but we weren't really close until after high school, which I think is kind of rare to be friends with someone after high school. So thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, thank you for inviting me on. It was kind of the end of senior year when we actually started talking. It's just because we have a lot of mutual friends, so it was, I guess, bound to happen at some point.
Yeah.
So.
And then also prom. I remember when you won Prom King.
That is true.
I went up there and I found
Baller.
I forgot about that.
Dude, I went up there to the nominees and I saw my name and I saw Bob and I saw Gabe Mosin, I think it was. And I was praying to God that I was not going to win because I was tired of being seen by everyone, I guess. And I felt that was kind of embarrassing. And plus I was doing yearbook shit. So I was very happy when you won. I kept praying to God that you were going to win. So I'm glad you did.
Yeah, I heard everyone was dumping.
I saw people, grab a handful,
and just started throwing them into yours. That's what I heard, and I was like, "Please let him win." I'm not trying to win either.
Oh God!
And I don't have anything to do with that.
But I was gonna ask you guys about how you guys first met and how did you guys stay connected for all these years?
I met Bobby back in Echo Valley. I remember befriending Carson Cardoza, and he introduced me to Bobby, and from there we just automatically clicked. We enjoyed the same things. I remember he was a huge wrestling fan. I liked wrestling too.
Oh, me too.
And we had our own little squadron that we used to do crazy shit around Echo Valley, throwing smoke bombs and
Right, yeah. It was Echo Valley. You were one of the new kids.
Yeah, I joined super late. I joined I think 5th grade. Yeah, because I lived in Hollister for a while, and I went to school over at Sierra Vista, and then I moved to Prunedale, and then I started going to Echo Valley around 5th grade. So
yeah,
I don't have a story of remembering you. Yeah, it was just kind of. That whole phase of us meeting just kind of blurred.
Yeah.
And now we're just super close friends.
It's been this. I don't know. Me and him have always gotten along. Me and him have never had a problem or anything. It's just been friendship since fucking 5th grade. So
knock on wood, man. Just kidding.
You guys mentioned WWE, and I didn't even put this on my notes here.
Oh yeah.
But I love WWE.
We're all WWE aficionados.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite wrestler growing up? I guess.
Oh, by far Matt Hardy.
Ooh.
Matt Hardy.
Matt Hardy.
Really?
Matt Hardy.
I like Jeff Hardy. I like Jeff Hardy.
I really liked Matt Hardy's entrance music.
Okay.
Something about.
It's like saying Kane over Undertaker.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Listen.
Because Jeff Hardy did all the crazy shit.
So did Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy would fucking jump off ladders and.
So did Jeff.
True.
He was
but Jeff was
his finishing move was the twist of fate. Imagine getting.
No. You're thinking. Wait, did they both have that?
I don't know.
I'm almost positive Matt Hardy's
finishing
was the twist of fate, and he would do it off the ladder and shit, and people would get fucked up. I remember that very specifically.
I think you have both of them mixed up.
I swear to God.
Oh, God.
You're thinking of Jeff.
Yeah. But like, my favorite.
Jamie, pull that up.
Let's pull it on that.
My favorite was Evan Bourne, and he never got the credit that he deserves because that guy was flying everywhere.
That is very true.
His finishing move was crazy. I love Kofi Kingston, Rey Mysterio, Kelly. Like, I had a bunch of favorites. Like, I would watch it every Monday and every Friday, and I went to a couple shows. What about you?
My favorite was CM Punk by far.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't really have... I wouldn't have like a second favorite, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess it would be Undertaker, just because how legendary he was.
Wow.
But, yeah, once he left, I was just like, yeah, I'm done. I'm not watching this anymore.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, and then he did his little MMA endeavor.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Wait, I don't even know about this.
Oh, okay. So basically, him and the WWE had a very bad split up, if I remember correctly, and he started training. I forget what city or what gym he started training at, but he got signed to the UFC.
Okay.
And
he was training under Duke Rufus, so he was with Woodley and forgetting the other guy,
which are some very well known people in the MMA community, and they're some of them are even champions.
Yeah.
And he was just one of those people that just kind of he thought it was different than what it actually is. I mean, it's very much a it's not something you just pick up off of a year or 2 years of training. Like, these people that are in those gyms are training their entire life.
Yeah.
They're not just there for shits and giggles. And
I don't remember, did he get knocked out or did he tap out?
Oh, he got tapped out, but he was getting lit up.
Yeah, I remember.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was first round, 2 minutes in, and he was down.
Oh, yeah.
I remember I was at a North County football game, and I was doing something, and I had the fight on my phone, and I was doing something, and I look up at the game, and I look down, and then all of a sudden the fight's over. I was
wow.
What the hell just happened?
Shit. Yeah. It's crazy. Our next topic is going to be Star Wars. I know we're all Star Wars nerds. I also grew up watching it. And I came up with I didn't come up with it, but I found this quiz to see how well we do. I already asked you guys about this one. But let's go with, what did Luke Skywalker lose in his fight with Darth Vader? Either his left hand, his left foot, his right hand, or his left leg.
Oh, shit.
I actually know the answer to this, but I'm going to let you decide.
Well, he's standing at that angle. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying
to I'm pretty sure he lost his right hand.
Right hand?
Yeah.
I was going to say left hand.
Is it his left hand?
I don't remember, because in the scene, he's at the end of the movie. He's poking something.
Oh, is it?
So I remember it being his left, but I could be wrong.
Okay. I'm selecting left hand. Let's see. Dude, it was his right hand.
Really?
Yeah. Because I'm picturing him in that angle, and he's holding on to the thing, and he's holding on to it with his left hand, and he has his right hand, and then he has the lightsaber, and then he gets his shit chopped off. And, yeah.
Who else lost a hand? Oh, it was an arm, but that was
Anakin. Yeah.
Oh.
Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Spoiler. In case you haven't seen it yet.
This other one is, according to the Emperor, what was Luke Skywalker's weakness? His faith in the light side of the Force, his faith in his friends, his lack of vision, or his resistance to the dark side of the Force? His weakness. I don't remember this part.
I honestly...
Sorry, what was the question?
What did the Emperor say was Luke's weakness?
His friends, because he cares about their well-being more than himself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say his friends.
Yeah, that was in Return of the Jedi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, his faith in his friends.
Yeah.
Where did the Clone Wars begin? Tatooine. Shit, how do you pronounce this? Tatooine, Geonosis, Naboo, and Coruscant. Or Coruscant, I don't know how that is. The Clone Wars begin.
The Clone Wars started on Geonosis, I believe.
Was it? Yes.
Because that's
when Obi-Wan went after
Count Dooku gets captured.
Yes.
And then they have the Colosseum.
You're correct.
Yeah.
It is. Wow. What did Jar Jar... Every time. Oh, God.
Fan favorite. Jar Jar Binks in the house.
Okay. What did Jar Jar Binks end up owing Qui-Gon Jinn after being rescued by the same during the invasion of Naboo? A trip to Oto Gunga, a bongo, an honor depth, or 9,000 credits?
He,
Isn't it an honor depth?
I'm just trying to dissect the language of Jar Jar Binks and what he's saying half the time.
He did take them to that place, but he ended up with them.
Yeah, he takes them to the underwater city.
In the water, yeah.
Atlantis.
I think that's what it was, right?
It's not Atlantis. I think he owes him his life because he saves his life.
That was an option.
Oh, well,
an honor depth.
Was it?
Oh, okay, honor.
But I thought at first it was the trip. And then the people were like, we're going to kill Jar Jar Binks unless you take him.
Oh, you're...
Right?
Holy fuck.
Hey, look
right.
at me.
You're right.
Let me see. Oh, shit. It's an honor depth.
Okay.
Whatever.
He was so close.
God. Okay, what did Owen Lars tell Luke Skywalker about his father?
Lars.
He had been a Jedi Knight. He had been a Sith Lord. He was a navigator on a spice fighter. Or he was a fighter pilot.
Fighter pilot.
What did he tell Luke? Fighter pilot?
Yeah. I think.
No.
Oh.
He was a navigator on the spice fighter.
What
the hell?
Yeah, I don't recall.
Ooh, what the hell? What is the color of C-3PO's arm in Star Wars The Force Awakens? Is it black, red, blue, or silver? I don't see it being
a
color.
To be fair,
which one's The Force Awakens?
Yeah, no. The sequel trilogy just it's interesting. I'm just gonna put it that way. I think he has a red arm because I remember there being like a huge thing. They were like, "Oh, why the hell does he have a red arm?" And it's like explained. Oh. It's explained in like a comic or something why he has a red arm.
Let's go with red. Correct. The color C-3PO's arm is red. Oh, there's legit a picture of it.
Yeah. There's like one. It's like one singular scene.
Oh,
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
I remember looking at it. I was like watching it in theaters. I'm like, okay,
right.
There's C-3PO. Why is his arm red?
Yeah.
Who adopted Padme Amidala's daughter? I don't know any of these names. Bail Organa, Captain Antilles, Owen, and Beru Lars. Why are there like 8 options? Well, do you know the answer?
Wait,
who adopted
Organa? Bail
Organa.
Because they're the the rulers of Alderaan.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it is Organa.
Yeah.
That's who I'm forgetting the. Just move on to the next person.
What was the job that Finn told Han Solo he had at Star Killer Base? A pilot, sanitation, guard, and a chef. Who the hell is Finn?
Finn is I can't think of his name. I don't know. I don't know that question.
Should we go with pilot?
Do chef. I don't know.
Why would it be chef?
It's something lame.
Sanitation.
Yeah, okay, so he's a garbage.
It is lame.
Yeah.
Okay, what were Padme's last words? Please, I'll give you anything you want. Wait, Padme. Okay.
Is she being robbed?
We're losing power. There seems to be a problem with the main reactor. Obi-Wan, there is good in him. I know there is. And then you were right, Obi-Wan.
I think it's you were
one
right,
of the last
Obi-Wan,
two.
Right?
I mean, it's probably the last two. I'm trying to remember.
Because Obi-Wan was there when she was giving birth and then died.
Yeah, she died.
Oh, you're right. So probably you were right. No.
There's good in him?
There's good in him. I know there is. Oh, I see it now.
They're referencing Darth Vader?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh shit! Wow.
It has to be.
Okay, that makes sense.
What name does Obi-Wan go by on Tatooine? Ken, Ben, Obi, or Wan?
I think it's one. It's
isn't it? It can't be. Is it Ben?
It's Ben. Yeah.
Yeah, it is Ben. This one's easy. How did Luke Skywalker manage to get into Jabba's palace? He used his lightsaber against the guards. He used his blaster against the guards. He got in through the sewer system, and he used an ancient... I just said the answer, but he used an ancient Jedi mind trick on Bib Fortuna.
What does Jabba say to that?
And
then he's like yelling at his guards. He's like, why are you letting them use dumb Jedi trick on you?
Yeah, I think the reason he calls it stupid is because Jabba is one of the few like species out there that can't actually be like mind tricked like that.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he's like, your stupid mind trick doesn't work on me.
Wow. Oh, he did say that. Who killed Jango Fett? Mace Windu, Anakin, Obi-Wan, or Yoda?
Mace Windu, yeah. Chopped his head off.
That caught me completely off guard while we were watching it. And I was like, whoa.
Oh, this badass guy with a jetpack. Oh my god, he's gonna get away. Oh, never mind.
And then Boba just picks up his helmet.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
His dad's head falls out of the helmet.
How many lightsabers does General Grievous have in his fight with Obi-Wan? 6, 4, 3, or 2? Isn't it?
I think he has 4.
I'm thinking 4, but I feel like it's too easy. Like it's got to be a trick question. But at the same time, it's so simple
I feel
that
like
we're overlooking
does he have
it.
6 arms?
I thought he had 4.
No, he had 4.
Okay,
he has 4.
but he always had
But
more.
did he have he opened one up?
I don't know the anatomy of General Grievous.
Yeah, it's 4.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
There we go. What species is Chewbacca? Oh wait, I know that already. A Wookiee.
Your ringtone or your text tone is Chewbacca.
What I hear every day, 24/7. Let me find one more good one. Oh, this one's weird. What did R2-D2 realize about C-3PO when they first met? That C-3PO was naked, that C-3PO wasn't finished, that C-3PO was fat, or that C-3PO was asymmetric.
What?
I don't remember.
What was the first option?
Yeah.
That he was naked?
No.
Or that he wasn't finished?
I think he's not finished.
Yeah.
Because if I remember correctly, Anakin never finished building him.
The answer is naked.
What?
C-3PO was naked. I don't remember that.
What kind of quiz is this?
That's got to be like within the first freaking 20 minutes of New Hope.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're done with Star Wars. We're gonna dive into music.
Oh, okay.
Any
I
crucial
think
things going on in the music?
The Grammys are coming up. Let's talk about the Grammys for a second, because me and Yoel have a bit of an issue. Why the fuck isn't The Weeknd nominated for anything? Would you like to weigh in, Yoel?
Well, like the big categories is one thing, like album of the year, record, and song of the year. Even though he had the song and the album of the year,
Blinding Lights is the most played song of the year.
But like the R&B categories is a whole different thing, or like the pop categories, and just not even one nomination when he was literally on top of the world in 2020. I don't know, but I don't know. It just makes me mad because then you get people like Dua Lipa or like Justin Bieber with Yummy, or like songs and artists.
Is that?
Yeah.
The fuck is that?
Yeah.
If you like Yummy, you don't know music. You need to get the fuck out.
Going after.
Yeah, that's right. I'm going after you. Do something about it.
No, but yeah, I don't know. It just frustrates me when there's like really like good music around, and then you get this, I don't know.
Shit.
Yeah, getting nominated, and I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's just a tad bit disrespectful to the weekend because I feel like he had one of the best albums of 2020. You know, out of like the minimal amount of albums that got put out because COVID.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think he's
I think it's
deserved way more.
Because the Grammys are kind of a joke in my eyes. Until someone I like gets nominated, then I'm like, oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like whenever a huge superstar like The Weeknd or I can't think of another one, but when they release an album, I feel like it's automatically up for album of the year or at least song of the year, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's super surprising that he wasn't listed for anything.
Yeah, and he posted like he was working on a performance with the Grammys. He started working and then the nominations come out and he's like, what the fuck, am I like a joke? Like,
yeah, how do you expect someone to play at the Grammys when you don't nominate them for anything? I mean,
yeah. I could tell you the performers we have though. I was talking to Andrew, like we have Bad Bunny, we got Billie Eilish, The Baby, we got Cardi B, we got Dua Lipa, we got Harry Styles, Coldplay. I see Post Malone, Taylor Swift, Doja Cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are our performers so far.
I feel like they've almost half that list is already performed at the Grammys or something at something grand stage like that.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know, showcase some new talent, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of getting the same people. Because didn't Billie Eilish do like 2019 Grammys?
We were talking about that.
We
like, she needs to take a break. Yeah, she's everywhere.
Girl, just sit down for a second.
Yeah.
Give yourself some time. Get a new album together. Yeah. She hasn't released a new album since 2019.
Yeah, and she released in 2019, but like she's still like promoting like singles and doing all this stuff and touring and
then she did the James Bond song.
She was promoting that for a while.
That was really big. That movie was supposed to be huge. Never came out. It's just been Yeah,
it's just people, I don't know. I always get tired when I see artists like always like on top for 2 or 3 years when I'm like, when was the last album that you released?
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, like she's great.
Oh yeah, super talented.
But it's also at the same time like, okay, are you going to drop anything? Like,
so you could promote it.
Yeah, or just putting your name out there to capitalize on any while you're still hot.
The clout.
Yeah. So. But like, what do you guys think what makes a good album? What do you think? Like your favorite albums, I guess. Like, what makes them good? What makes them stand out?
Favorite albums. I think honestly, the biggest thing about an album is how well the songs transition from one another. If an album feels like it is like a garage band mixtape of like just different sounds, I mean, it just doesn't flow. Like a good album has a good flow to it. And me and Bobby were talking about an Arctic Monkeys album, Tranquility Base Hotel Casino.
Whoa! Don't put my name with you when talking about that album. We have very different views about that.
We do have very different views. When I listen to that album, I want to fall asleep. Apparently, he loves the album. He loves that album. So
the album is great. It's great in its own sense.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a bold statement.
If you take the time and listen to it, it's
which I have twice.
Lyrically, it's like nothing that's ever. I don't know. He's like Alex Turner is more of like a method actor. Whenever he releases an album, he's kind of like he takes the persona of that album. Like if you look at AM, he had like the 1950s slick back hair, leather jacket, kind of.
Yeah.
He had that, and then now with Tranquility, it seems like he was some kind of poet, like some Las Vegas shady, sleazy performer.
Dancing in his underwear. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a lyric. That is a lyric.
The opening line. But that was... The whole album takes a more, like... There's a lot of nods to film. That was a nod to Taxi Driver.
Yes. There is a good sound there. I'm just not a huge fan of it. Me and him have talked about this already. I prefer Favorite Worst Nightmare. I believe that's probably the Arctic Monkeys' best album.
Yeah.
For sure. No, that's the thing. Like, they all have...
They have
That's why I like Tranquility, is that it sticks out on its own.
Okay.
It's nothing like they've ever done.
Mm-hmm.
And if you listen to it in that sense, it's a good album.
Yeah.
I think there's a handful of songs on there that are freaking... They're drawn out, but in a good way. I mean, it's like he just is talking. He's more...
He does it at times on that album. It feels like he's rambling.
Yeah.
And just outright just like giving his like 2 cents on different topics and different things. Me and him have talked about this already too. The album just feels off key. When I listen to it, it just sounds like it doesn't go well. There's like a it's like a puzzle, and there's like a couple missing pieces, and it's like, wow, what happened? Yeah. But again, people have different...
I'm already upset that I missed that era of the Arctic Monkeys. Oh. I think it was before I could even drive. No, it wasn't before I could drive, but I don't know what I was doing. It was probably before I even had money. I could drive, but I didn't have money, so I couldn't go to the concerts.
Yeah.
But I would definitely love to see some of those songs off that album performed live.
Yeah, no.
Because I think it's...
I remember listening to that album in school with my headphones in.
Wow.
And I shit you not, I fell asleep.
I was not expecting that.
I agree. Like, when I first listened to the album, I didn't even listen to it all the way through. I didn't like it, and then I think I was just going through their discography again, and I listened to it, and I was like, okay, this isn't bad. And then
I will say that
looked into it a little bit, and then started listening to the whole thing.
I enjoy the album cover. It's very nice to look at.
He made that himself. He made it out of cardboard.
And artist and musician. Congratulations.
I personally haven't listened to an Arctic Monkeys album from start to finish. I've only kind of like browsed around some songs. Like, Why'd You Only Call Me When You're High? Love that song.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, and the other one, I don't know the name of it. It's the one I was just singing.
Do I Want to Know?
Yeah, that's the name of it.
Okay.
I like it. But,
Shout out to Bacardi for blowing that song up in their commercial.
But like, I know like transitions in an album are very important.
Yeah,
like
we're back to the main the question.
We're back to the topic at hand.
What makes a good album?
It takes me like a good like 2 or 3 times to listen to the album from start to finish, just to find out like what I actually like about each song and what I don't like. Like, songwriting is a big thing for me, because writing a song is fucking hard. But writing like 12 to 15 songs on an album is really hard. Transitions are important. I don't like every song to sound the same, because then I forget which one is which, and it's just like, it's like the same vibe for me. I like to hear what they could do with their voice. I like to hear instrumentals, experimentation, different genres. That's always what I liked. So like, yeah, that's what I think makes a good album. It just I'd never liked the first single that they released. Usually it kind of like gives the vibe for the album, but like that's never really my favorite. I like to like dive deep and find like the hidden treasures. That's what I like to call it. Hidden treasures of the album.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Like you said, songwriting is a huge part for me as well. I love sometimes if the songwriting is boring, kind of just seems shallow, it'll definitely turn me off of a song.
Yeah.
And I mean, you could definitely have your own spin on whatever you're trying to say, of course, but in a fun way. I guess what I'm saying is all the lyrics that are just kind of shallow, but I feel like I'm rambling on here.
Oh no, yeah, no, okay.
I'll throw my 2 cents into no, it. You could have that, but it's like, I don't know. It's more of an artistic touch when you are serious about your craft.
Yeah. I feel like music is very much based on, emotions and how we're feeling and different scenarios that like we're put in. So I feel like when an artist really puts themselves out there and makes themselves vulnerable to things that they've experienced, to things that they've seen through their life, I think it makes it completely just so relatable and so much more understanding than just whatever the fuck yummy is. So.
Oh. God. And have you guys been to like any concerts? Are there any like favorite concerts that you've been to? Or
I've only been to 3. I've been to 2 Foo Fighter concerts and a Greta Van Fleet concert.
Ooh.
Definitely my favorite was the Foo Fighters. The second one.
Yeah.
Second one was, I don't know what made it better than the first one, but it definitely seemed like the speakers were a lot louder. I remember like the next day, I was standing close to one of the speakers, and it took a whole day and a half for my left ear to get its full hearing back.
Wow.
I remember the whole day I was just like snapping in my ear trying to get hearing back into it.
Did they perform All My Life?
Yes, that is one of their openers.
Wow, because I saw them singing at Wembley Stadium. The crowd was wild.
Oh, yeah.
I could only imagine that live.
Any type of artist at Wembley Stadium, the crowd's gonna be.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wembley is a freaking huge venue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
I love venues. That is something that I want to kind of travel and visit different music venues. But I find a lot of the most famous ones are somewhere in Europe.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Because I mean, if we're talking about like historically speaking, like a huge amount of rock bands came from Britain and
the British invasion.
Yeah, the British invasion. So there's a lot of historical venues, like Bob just said. So definitely some good times.
Like I mean, the O2 Arena.
Royal. Is O2 over in Canada?
No.
That's
No.
I'm thinking of. I don't know what I'm thinking of.
Something.
Yeah.
Something.
There's a huge stadium over in Canada. I'm trying to remember.
But have you ever been to a concert?
I have, yes. I went to a Metallica concert with back on the top of Metallica.
Nice.
I was really young. I was like 7.
Yeah.
And I didn't quite understand what was going on. It was a lot of loud noises. But I remember my dad being super stoked about it. He like got me a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Was it in San Francisco?
It was. Yes. And I've been to a concert with him to see them. I went to a concert over in the Mountain View Winery.
Okay.
Yeah, they have there's a venue there at this winery, and I went and saw this band. Oh my God, I wouldn't even call them a band. It's more of a group of people from like the 60s or the 50s, and they were so old and.
Is it like an old doo-wop band?
Yeah, it was exactly that. Yeah, like that doo-wop type music, and I just remember sitting there. I was like, "Wow, this is something." Yeah.
Were you drinking any wine at least to make it bearable?
Unfortunately, no.
Oh man!
Wow. Sipping on my.
But you were supposed to see who? Poison, Joan Jett.
Oh yeah, I had my tickets all lined up.
Joan Jett.
I was supposed to be Poison, Joan Jett, and Motley Crue.
Oh,
nice. They're all lined up. Oh no, not Motley Crue. Def Leppard.
Oh okay.
Yeah, Def Leppard.
They're from Europe too.
Yeah. They were all supposed to.
Super surprised me when I found they were from Europe.
Yeah, they were all supposed to play at AT&T or Oracle now Stadium, and.
Oh, is that the one you're trying to get me to go?
Yeah,
but the tickets were hella expensive.
Yeah, they were expensive, but it was totally worth it. They're worth what you're about to see. Like those are some very, very big name bands. Yeah. And Joan Jett, it's amazing, trailblazer.
Wow.
Especially for women.
Yeah. So I've been to like too many concerts. I think I can't even. I've seen Adele. I've seen Beyonce. I've seen Ed Sheeran. I've seen Sam Smith. I've seen Kelly Clarkson. We were going to see Maroon 5.
Dude, I was excited about that.
I've always wanted to see Imagine Dragons and, like, One Republic and, like, a bunch of people. Like, so many people. But, like, who's, like, your dream concert? Is it anyone you want to go see?
Dream concert.
Yeah.
I was really stoked about... we were supposed to go see The Weeknd with... I think Jeanette wanted to go.
Yeah.
A bunch of other people. We were supposed to go see him. He's been an artist that I've always wanted to see live. So I was really stoked about that. That got canceled. So.
What about you?
It's really whoever I'm following when I'm in that phase. But I guess now would be Daft Punk.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah.
That's somewhere we could talk about.
Yeah. Oh my God, Daft Punk retiring.
Retiring.
Yeah. Well, yeah. They're done making music. I'm with Bob on that. I would love to go see them live. You know, that's just something that's like.
That's too bad. It'll never happen now.
Yeah. Them and the Rolling Stones. I feel like Rolling Stones tickets sell out within like.
Yeah, and it's like $300 for nosebleeds.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Dude. Yeah.
I don't know where we're gonna go from here. I think we kind of covered everything. I don't know why. I wrote down baseball, and then I wrote down cross country.
You were just looking around in your room and started writing shit down.
I'm like, what's
here's
next?
Idea. I want to tell you guys that story about what happened to me.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, so basically, so you know how Netflix is, Bob, on... Have you watched Netflix on your Xbox before?
Yes.
So you know how sometimes if you go idle for a while, it'll show it'll show you like big ass wallpapers of like a movie.
Yeah.
That it's like thing. I'm like, okay. So the other night, I left my room. I was doing my nightly routine, brushing my teeth, whatever. And I left the thing idle on Netflix, and The Conjuring 2, their poster is literally that scary ass nun.
Yeah.
And all my lights were off in my room and in my hallway.
Oh.
So I walk into my room and I'm not paying attention, and I literally turn around and look at the screen, and it's just one big ass picture of that stupid nun in front of my face, and like it scared the shit out of me. I was so scared, and I'm like, oh, whatever. And then it happened. Then fast forward to yesterday, I'm on Netflix again, and if you leave it over, like when you're hovering over a certain movie or TV show, it'll show a clip.
Yeah.
I don't know why Netflix really wants me to watch The Conjuring 2. They're like, this is a movie perfect for you, but I'm like, no, I'm not gonna watch this stupid movie. Basically, it's just a clip of the fucking nun standing in a corner, and I'm like, why would you, like, what the hell? And all my lights were off too. I'm like, okay.
What time did that happen?
That happened at that like 11, like 12 o'clock at night. I was like, what the So, yeah, no, I've been frightened by that movie for the past week. So
I think you just gotta watch it.
I know it's somehow, some way Netflix isn't gonna stop showing it to me unless I watch it.
So you've never seen it before?
No, I have seen it before. It's just like, wow, I don't want to see it again. Like,
True.
So I think I have to watch it, and then it'll stop advertising itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should dive into movies. Like, what are like your favorite movies? I guess.
Dude, don't get me started.
Kind of like shaped your life.
This podcast might be like 3 hours long. The movies. Favorite movies.
Somebody asked me this the other day, and I just blanked out.
Oh,
I have to see a list. The only ones I could think of were just 2 Christopher Nolan movies. So I guess I had just like all Christopher Nolan movies, honestly.
Yeah, he makes some amazing movies.
Highlighting Interstellar and The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight, one of the like best movies ever made.
That was something else, because I remember watching Iron Man in theaters, and then after that was The Dark Knight, and that was just not without even realizing the greatest span of movies just to watch as an 8-year-old.
Yeah, most definitely. My favorite movie, probably Blade Runner. I love that movie. I think I love anything that has Harrison Ford in it. You know, Indiana Jones, another childhood film of mine.
Yeah.
Love that. Star Wars, Han Solo. So that movie is like so much deeper than I thought it was. I remember seeing that like as like a kid, and I was like, oh, it's about some stupid android, like some stupid world, a bunch of lights. But it's so beautifully shot, and like the actual writing for that movie is so well done. Any Stanley Kubrick film, he makes some amazing films. Clockwork Orange.
Never heard of it.
That is just
It's more of a psychological movie.
Yeah.
It's very much a movie that you would have to like sit down and like actually like pay attention to. It's not something that you can just throw on for like your friends.
Definitely not. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you don't throw this movie on for your friends and things like that. So.
It's definitely something you gotta watch, I think.
Yeah, it's a great film. So.
And it's based off a book, right?
It is. Yes. Based off a book.
Do you guys have like a favorite Marvel movie though? I know we're all big Marvel fans.
Yes. Would you have to go first?
Sure.
That's hard.
Just for you can't. It has to be different reasons. Like I was saying to Andrew yesterday, I believe Infinity War is one of the best Marvel movies.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
Is that before Endgame?
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
I think it is way better than Endgame, in my opinion.
Yeah. The suspense, though, after leaving the movie theater when that movie was over, I'm like, what the hell?
I remember seeing that movie in theaters, and like, the audience was like going nuts when like Thor showed up, and you know all these like really big moments, and then when spoiler alert, keep the podcast everyone dies, basically like half the universe is like snapped away.
Yeah.
I remember my audience, they didn't even clap, like, and it was opening night too. It was just silence.
Really?
Yeah, it was just silence, and then everyone was like, "What? Like, what do you mean?"
Yeah, it was I think I like it so much because it was one of the best theater experiences that I had.
Yeah.
So it was all general admission. I mean, we all waited to get in, and then we couldn't choose our seats online, so we all had to fucking run in and find a seat.
Yeah.
And it was a late showing too, and it was silent nobody was really cheering. I don't think anybody cheered, but at the end of it, everyone kind of, when the lights came on, was like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those just shockingly good movies.
I think it's one of my favorites because there's just it starts off with so much action.
Right.
And Endgame, I guess it's going into why I think Infinity War is better than Endgame. Not my favorite Marvel movie. But, like Endgame, you got to build up this story of, you're skipping 5 years.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, Infinity War, The Winter Soldier, Iron Man.
Another great film. I think the first Guardians of the Galaxy film is one of the best Marvel movies ever made.
Really?
Yeah, I love that movie. It's the soundtrack's amazing. I mean, James Gunn did like an amazing job with that. The cinematography, I think like the central themes of that movie are very important. It's not just some like, it is very much a movie about learning to have a family and learning to love, but it's also a movie that's like about sharing your pain. Like if you take a look at each one of the Guardians of the Galaxy, they're all traumatized from things that have happened in their life, and then they have to learn to, open themselves up and work together as a team, and it's just one of those movies where it's like, wow, yeah, it's really amazing to see. And then of course, the ending where Groot sacrifices himself, super emotional. But yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, we went and watched that together.
Yep.
And you tried to explain to me how that fit into the timeline. I was like, dude, you're crazy.
Yeah, I was always confused with that, like with how it would fit into the timeline, like with the Avengers and stuff.
Yeah.
But I love Black Panther. Love that movie, and the soundtrack.
The
movie.
The fact Disney made that soundtrack, they greenlit that soundtrack for Kendrick Lamar to do that, and I was like, wow, like, dude, they had SOB on that soundtrack. I'm like, damn.
I mean, how hard did they fall off?
That's a discussion for another time.
Right?
Oh my God.
One of them's in jail, I think.
Yeah. That movie's soundtrack is really amazing. Yeah. Good job on Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, we're still waiting for another album though.
Where you at?
I'm really hoping he could drop one this year.
Yeah.
Was his last album Damn?
Yes.
Oh wow, that was a minute
ago. If you want to consider the soundtrack something. I mean, I don't view it as.
I mean, I feel
an
like
album that is.
He's on a lot of the songs, and he also produced it. So I will give him that as I'd say his last piece of work.
Yeah. So baseball.
Baseball season is starting. What would you like to talk about baseball?
Well, everyone knows this about me. I don't watch sports. I think I will watch the Super Bowl. I will watch the World Series. Pretty much it. I don't even watch tennis, which is probably the only thing I should watch. But I just kind of want to know, like, how did you start getting into baseball? Like, did you play when you were a kid, and then you played all of high school, right?
Yeah. I played I think it was like 4 when I started.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I just played all my life. I got tired of it at one point, actually.
Yeah.
And I actually took a year off, but I played all throughout high school. And then sophomore year when I got injured in football and I had to stop playing football completely, that's when I had to focus on baseball because I couldn't play football anymore.
Yeah.
That's when it became really fun, in my opinion.
Yeah. But if you start when you're 4, like, why didn't you want to pursue it, like, as a career?
Because I knew my limitations.
He set himself some realistic goals.
I was aware.
Yeah. Not to say that, like, you shouldn't follow your dreams, but, you know.
Yeah.
Things don't always work out perfectly.
Why I didn't even try to play at MPC was I could just tell the coach senior year, like, hey, I'm not feeling good. No, not even that. I could just be like, I'm a little tired today, and then I wouldn't have to practice. And at MPC, that's like, even though it's JUCO, they'll treat it like D1 ball. So it's like,
gotcha.
I was like, I'm not trying to make that jump. I don't have that motivation in me anymore. And so I didn't even decide to go to community college, or I didn't even decide to continue my education after high school until April of senior year. So I had the mindset that I was just going to go straight into the workforce after high school.
Yeah.
And once I started going to MPC, I wanted to only focus on academics.
Yeah.
And so that's why I didn't do any sports or play baseball, because you got to load up your schedule and be done by noon. I don't know if that's for baseball or football, but
yeah,
I was just like, that's not for me.
Yeah, because me with tennis, I started when I was like 10. I played like every weekend. I played throughout the week, and then they made me choose, like, are you going to go to North County or are you going to go to Seaside High? Because North County doesn't have tennis courts. And I'm like, I really want to be on a freaking tennis team. But I don't know why I ended up in North County, and I just that's when I wasn't able to pursue tennis anymore. I still had lessons like once a week, and my coaches would let me miss once a week. But like, I just wish I would have pursued tennis. That's one of the things I kind of regret. Because I'm still really good at it.
He is, ladies and gentlemen. He kicked my ass in tennis. I suck.
I have a trophy. I got first place on a tournament when I was 12.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago, though.
This guy's not fucking around.
Let's talk about cross country, Andrew.
Oh my god. Yeah, cross country. I remember
you, me, and Hugo, the trio.
Dude, the ultimate trio.
Yeah.
I remember Hugo like being in like first place and shit, and then me and you at back, huffing and puffing, fucking dying.
Oh god.
No, I think that's how we became like really good friends. That's like the beginning of our friendship right there. Just remember going to meets and being like, wow, I don't want to be here right now. I'll see you at the back. And
because running a race, Bob, that is like hell. That is the worst thing ever.
It literally just people like screaming at you like, shuffle your feet, shuffle your feet. And
you cannot be in your head when you're racing, because I was always in my head like, you need to stop, you can't do this, you're not gonna make it. It's the worst.
Did you guys do track as well?
I did track for like literally like 2 months, and then I stopped because I was like, I'm just not feeling it. It was weird. I was with the throwers camp when I was there.
Why would you be there?
Why the fuck would I be? I don't know. I remember.
You look like a thrower.
Oh yeah. I remember like hanging out with like the throwers camp, and I was like, I don't know why I'm here right now, but I just wasn't feeling it, so I didn't do it. And then
I was in track for 3 years, and I would take track over cross country any day, because track, you have your own camp, you have your own friends, it's all together, the coaches are better, the meets are fun. I was a jumper. Dude, triple jumping, I miss that so much. Triple jumping is so cool. And I was pissed because it was my senior meet. I was injured for like 3 weeks. My fucking knee, I was so pissed off. I've hurt this fucking knee like 5 times. And it was my senior meet, and now literally I had a what is that called? Place, I guess. I just had to make it into the fucking sand. And the week before, I made it to the 32 board. There's a few, I forgot what it is. I think there's a 12, a 24, and a 32, which is feet. Like,
Okay.
The week before, I got 32, but then I got injured, and then they're like, you gotta jump off the 32 because you need to get at least like 3rd place. You gotta make it. And I'm just like, what? Because Isaiah wasn't there, Cameron wasn't there. I don't know where the fuck these guys were at, but it was like up to me.
And I just disappeared.
Yeah, I jumped the first one, fell on my ass. Didn't make it to the sand. Didn't make it to the sand the second time. And then I told AJ, I'm like, hey, I'm just going to jump off the first one just so I can make it in. He's like, no, you got to go off the 32. I'm like, this is my last meet. If I don't make it, I'm going to be traumatized for the rest of my life. Guess what happens? I didn't fucking make it. And I'm never going to be able to do it again.
I was expecting some heroic story.
Oh, hell no.
It's like, disappointing.
No heroic when it comes to me, I promise you.
Track meets always looked fun. In my opinion, there was just like always so much going on. Like you gotta be fucking looking over your shoulder to not get hit. I don't know. There was just so much going on. It looked pretty fun.
Mini Olympics.
Honestly, though, being a fan is the best because you get to walk all over the place and see what they're doing and just be there. I think we're gonna end it here because we're like well over an hour.
Are we really?
I don't know if people are gonna make it this far.
If you made it this far, dude, thank you so much.
I don't even know.
God.
Like, there's gotta be like 3 people that have made it this far. Like,
to those 3 people,
and it's us re-listening to it. Like,
it's gonna be us.
Yeah.
God.
Wait, what's the timeout right now?
Well, it's kind of divided by seconds. We're at 1600. So if you kind of, how do I check it? I think it's at 1 hour and 5 minutes.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Melly's was 40 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And this feels a lot longer.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of topics.
I feel like we haven't been talking that long.
I know.
I know, it went by so fast.
Yeah.
Shit. So yeah, I think I'm going to end it. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching Confabulate. I really appreciate it. Thank you to Andrew. Thank you to Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you guys
for having us on.
Is it streaming on
Apple Podcasts?
Not Spotify?
Everyone keeps asking me about Spotify.
Because it's better, and if you don't think it is,
I will. You know what? Since everyone's asking, I will do it. It's just I've never had a Spotify account, and I couldn't upload it if I can. I just got to figure out how to use Spotify, I guess. And then I'll put it up. So yeah, I will put it.
I'm starting to use Apple Music a lot more.
I like Apple Music.
I've started out with Spotify, and now I just transitioned into Apple Music.
Yeah.
But I feel that Spotify is a lot easier to navigate. Okay. Like Apple Music, everything's just in your face. Everything's like large icons. And I'm like,
that's true. Yeah.
And there's like there's a kind of a lag to Apple Music, in my opinion, and Spotify is just, it flows good.
Yeah, so I guess we're gonna be on Spotify now.
Yeah, we're pushed. So whoever was pushing for Spotify, we got you guys covered.
Yeah, everyone was asking about Spotify. I'm like, fuck, I guess.
You gotta be a pioneer.
Did I already say bye to them? I feel like we said...
Yeah, and then we just continued talking.
Oh.
This podcast is never going to end.
We're ending now, guys. Thank you so much for checking out Confabulate. And, thanks. See you next time.
See ya.
Yeah.